Good evening. I feel like I'm at one end of a tunnel. If you can't hear me, raise your hand. On behalf of the Pulaski County School Board, it's my pleasure to welcome everyone to the inaugural CTE Wall of Honor dinner and induction ceremony. I want to recognize a few of our guests tonight, and I hope I don't omit anyone. If I do, just frown at me and I'll get it. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Tom Brewster, pleasure. Draper School Board member Tim Hurst. Massey School Board District Jeff Bain, finishing 20 years on the Pulaski County School Board. We're pleased to have Charles Bopp from the Pulaski County Board of Supervisors representing the Robinson District. We have, of course, our Master of Ceremonies tonight is our CTE Director and Assistant Principal, Mr. Ross Matney. I want to recognize some of our fine folks from our central office. There's Dr. Shirley Perry, Director of Human Resources, Debbie Hodges. Our central office, Dr. Greg Brown, is in the back. Pleasure to have everyone here tonight. The CTE Wall of Honor program is intended to recognize the important role that career and technical education plays in providing opportunities to the young people of Pulaski County. And for the past 41 years, Mr. Bain's been on the school board half that time now. For the past 41 years, our CTE program at Pulaski County High School has provided outstanding career and technical education and training for thousands of our students and has been essential in preparing our students for successful careers and other opportunities. This evening's event is going to recognize our inaugural inductees for their efforts in providing superior career and technical education opportunities for our students. And as a school system and as a community, this is a way to thank those individuals. Our first inaugural class for the Wall of Honor. I'm going to turn things over at this time to Mr. Matney. Thank you all for coming. I'm sure this is going to be a very great event. Thank you very much.
Good evening. At this time, I'd like to ask our student officers to please approach the podium for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'd like to go ahead and begin with our dinner. I know everybody's looking forward to that. It is catered by our Cougar Den and our Culinary Arts program with Miss Norris. So at this time, I would ask that Dr. Pat Huber please bless our dinner.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this day and for this community, for a community that cares about its citizens, but especially about the young people. We thank you also for those who have given years of service to the young people of Pulaski County. We ask now that you bless our food, that you use it to our nourishment, and that we can be used to your service. In Jesus' name, amen.
So it is my pleasure to recognize our 5 2015 inductees to the Career and Technical Education Wall of Honor. Our candidates have been nominated by community members and chosen by our CTE Wall of Honor Committee. All of our inductees have demonstrated the highest level of scholarship, leadership, integrity, service, character, and citizenship to promote career and technical education in Pulaski County. At this time, I ask Mr. Alan Osborne and Ms. Leanne Caudell to approach the podium for their presentation.
Well, it's indeed a pleasure to be asked to give this little speech. I've known Roger for many years, even when I was in high school. I didn't take his class, unfortunately, but two of my best friends did, and they've always spoken highly of his credentials and his commitment to serving his students and teaching them and taking a personal interest in everything they do. Our son Blake also took his class, and we feel really benefited from his instruction, and Roger even helped him get a job in the apprenticeship program with Fontaine when he got out of school. So it's indeed a pleasure to be here and to honor this fine man. I think he's a good teacher, a good person, a good citizen. Thank you.
I'm really short. My name's Leanne Caudell, and I had to bring my sister-in-law, Natalie Caudell. And I wanted to say a few words about family, since you guys know what an awesome teacher he is anyway. Let's see, I have something funny to say about the grandkids. All four grandkids. There is a little funny story. A line of pine trees up around Roger and Linda's house. And, you know, for all those years that Sean and Sheena was growing up, they were not allowed to play in the trees. Or, you know, they could help cut them, of course, but not to play inside of them. Well, when Jacob was probably, he's 16 now, but when he was probably 8 years old or 7, he said, you know, come up here to the trees, come up to the trees, Daddy, you know, come and look what we've done. And Sean's like, well, I know you haven't done anything because Granddaddy didn't let us play in trees. And so we went up there and proceeded. Well, Roger had cut out a full-fledged fort up inside the trees. And up inside, like, you could go from like the living room to he'd taken us all and just carved out a mansion for them inside the trees. So Sean's like, we didn't get to do that when we were little. So, but anyway, that's a little bit of unconditional love that he does show to us and the grandkids. Also, I've learned what a hard worker he is. When Sean and Sheena was also little, they had many friends to come over to, which they thought would play. Little did they know they would be painting, rebuilding a fence, spreading mulch, or pruning bushes. So I just wonder how many friends they had after that. But I'm joking. That was a joke. That was a joke. You know, we've learned that Granddaddy is, if anything has been instilled in me, we've been in our family for 16, 17 years now, and of course all of our grandkids are growing up hoping and praying that they'll just be instilled with the hard work, the giving, the loving person that he is, the man that he is. I hope he'll pass that on, that he will.
And he will. And I'm just new to Pulaski in the past 3 years. I've joined your education system. I've been in their family for longer. Coming from Bristol, I'm just amazed. I was always amazed before at what Roger did and what he gives to the community as well as the children that he taught. And he's still doing it. He is still giving in the signs that you see every day. The signs in my school, Pulaski Elementary. Some of the parents, I've had parent-teacher conferences, are like, I had your father-in-law, he was my teacher. And they're grandparents of children that are in my class and tell me how awesome he was. I'm just so fortunate to have married into this family and have a wonderful sister-in-law too, because they're twins and we feel like we're twins. And the love that he has shown us and our children, and just, it doesn't stop. He doesn't stop giving, ever. And we're just really thankful for all he's done for us, community, and education.
And if Granddaddy could come up here, please, Granddaddy Roger Caudell. And behind every good man, there's a good woman. These words apply to Linda also.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. It's our pleasure and privilege. At this time, Miss Jenny Simmons, would you please come up?
On the 9th day, after God made a farmer, he looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need somebody to educate people about the land and ways of the world, somebody who will start each day at 5:30 a.m., tend to animals, arrive to school, create lessons to teach their students each day, and remember that learning is by doing. Somebody who will train teams for competitions, help students apply for scholarships and awards, balance a program budget, and promote agriculture to the world. Someone who, after a long day at school, will attend countless board meetings for the betterment of the agriculture community and retire home to fix needed farm machinery, commit to chores, and again, tend to animals. So God made an ag teacher. This inductee has been my inspiration since 1996, when he taught me as a high school freshman in my very first agriculture class. Over the past almost 20 years, he's taught me so much more than just agriculture, and it's sincerely a pleasure to be able to speak in honor of him this evening. This inductee is a retired PCHS agriculture teacher of 30 years, spending 28 of those years as the department chair and 27 as the head FFA advisor. He is a past president of the National Association of Agriculture Educators and the Pulaski County Farm Bureau. He serves as a member of several boards and associations, including the New River Valley Fair, Pulaski County Farm Bureau, Hillsville Southern States Co-op, National Cattlemen's Association, and the Pulaski County Zoning Board of Appeals, just to name a few. He continues to manage his cow-calf operation of 175 commercial Angus cattle. Therefore, it is safe to say retirement has not slowed him down any. I'm very thankful that he encouraged me to teach agriculture and instill in me a sense of professionalism and integrity that is second to none. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me so much pride to introduce one of tonight's CTE Wall of Honor inductees, my ag teacher, my mentor, my friend, Mr. Mike Cox. On the 9th day, God continued to say, I need somebody who can be a mentor for the community with a big heart and a helping hand, willing to give the shirt off his back to help a fellow colleague, student, or family member. Somebody who'd bail a community and a family together with a soft bond of sharing and commitment. And when asked, is this job really worth all the time? Mike Cox would reply with a smile on his face and a twinkle in his eye, absolutely. I have the best job there is. So God made an ag teacher.
I promise I will keep it short. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity to be a member of the first group of the Wall of Honor. It really is an honor to me. But I do have a few groups that I would like to say a special thanks to. My 30 years of teaching would have never been possible had it not been for the students that I had. And a good example of the type of students that I got was the one who just introduced me. These ag kids were very special to me. And we got some stinkers from time to time, but overall the good rural ag kids are some of the top kids that you'll find in the school. Another group that I would really like to thank is the administration and the school board. When I ran for national office, I had to be gone 30 to 40 days a year from teaching. And Jeff, I know you were on the school board when the school board signed the memorandum of understanding that would have allowed me to miss those numbers of days. If they hadn't done that, I could have never ran for national president. And then the administration here at the high school worked with me so close in all the years that I was pursuing some other interest. So again, the students, administration, and school board, I do thank you so much. And Mr. Matney, thank you so much for putting all this together. And it really is an honor to me. Thank you.
For our third presentation, I ask Mr. Greg Hawks to come forward.
I just learned this afternoon that this wasn't a roast. And I haven't had a lot of time to change what I was going to say. So can I just apologize in advance? I'd like to tell you about a man who's dedicated 31 years to career and technical education. He's dedicated more time than I've been alive. During his tenure, he was the business department chair, FBLA regional director, as well as a local FBLA advisor. He was also the CTE chair. He has served on countless committees, study groups, and he's helped steer and influence the direction of Pulaski County's CTE department. He once told me that a committee was a collection of people who individually couldn't do anything, but collectively could come together and decide there was nothing could be done. He is very happily married. He enjoys his sons, his daughter-in-laws, and his grandchildren. The joy of his life is to spend time cooking for them and then eating with them. And that may explain why he works so hard exercising by hiking and riding a bicycle. He's a member and an elder at the Church of the Lord of Jesus Christ and the editor of their newsletter. He's a member of various societies and organizations and diligently serves, excuse me, in all of them with all his heart. He was also a groundbreaker here at Pulaski County High School CTE in developing a hairstyle that would later become the template for all the administrators that followed. Now, these are certainly things to be proud of. Who wouldn't be proud to have such a resume? But let me tell you just a few things from my heart. This gentleman is my friend. He was a mentor to me and to countless new teachers who struggled to find their way in education here at Pulaski County High School. He's been a scaffold that has supported me in times when I wondered whether education was for me. He encouraged me to establish relationships and to get to know my students, because he said that if I did that, then I would be invested in their success and I would find a way to make it happen. And you know, he was right. He's changed the trajectory of my life, and I'm not alone. Both generations of teachers and students owe a debt to him that can only be repaid forward. This debt can only be repaid by living up to the outstanding example that he has set as a person, a teacher, a mentor, and a friend. It's truly a high bar. Without any further delay, I'd like you to join me in a round of applause for CTE Hall of Fame inductee John Johnson.
Good, looks good.
I don't even know what to say after that introduction there. That was very nice. I appreciate that. I consider him a great friend too, as all the teachers that I have worked with over the last 31 years. You know, the kids meant a lot to me, but the fellowship that I had up here with with all my colleagues there, that really helped out. When you have rough days, you always know who to go talk to. And Greg was one of those people there. But I just want to thank everybody here. I thank those that nominated me. It's a great honor. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm worthy of it, but I do appreciate it. I appreciate everything that y'all have done for me, and I hope that I can continue as a sub coming in and helping out. Thank you.
Definitely well deserving, Mr. Johnson, and your hair looks great, by the way. Dr. Bunchy Compton, would you please come forward?
John Quincy Adams stated, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, to do more, and learn more, then you're a leader." I'm honored to present my nominee for the CTE Wall of Fame, Wall of Honor, for he is a true leader. He's married to a teacher. They have 3 wonderful children together. Some of you may not realize that he served our country as a paratrooper and was in the 82nd Airborne in Fort Bragg. He was honored as Soldier of the Month for the entire 82nd Airborne Division twice. Quite an honor. He also earned a Distinguished Medal of Valor while serving in a combat zone during Operation Desert Storm. He is a man of strong faith, and he's very active in his church. He is a man of honor and integrity. He opens doors for women, including his wife. He was a building trades teacher at Pulaski County, CTE, for 8 years. And he taught the most demanding course in the CTE building, electricity. That's an inside joke for you guys that don't know. I teach electricity. As you know, teachers like to give examples. And one day, he was trying to explain to students how electrons move in electrical current. And he was trying to explain something about the theory of relativity. He scrambled for an answer, as most teachers do, tried to make it an easy explanation for students to understand. And he said, you know, when I was dating my bride-to-be, an hour seemed like just a second. And one day when I was over in the welding shop, I sat down on a hot welding rod and a second seemed like an hour. That's what you call relativity. His leadership skills were quickly recognized at the CTE building. He became assistant principal, and then he became director of the CTE building. And I also was going to say that he set the standard and the trend for not just the administration at the high school, but also the school board office, including superintendent, with his hairstyle. Sorry, Dr. Bruce. Last summer, he decided that he wanted to be like Clark Griswold, and he set out on a west vacation and survived a 6-week trip with his wife and family in a rented camper. More like Eddie, maybe, in the movie than Clark, but anyway, he is at least a survivor. In 2010, New River Community College recognized his talent and asked him to join the administration. 3 years later, he was appointed Dean of the Business and Technology Division at the college. Quite an honor. While serving as Dean, he's been instrumental in supporting dual enrollment for all the high schools he served, not just Pulaski County High, but he has continued his strong support of dual enrollment for PCHS in the CTE building. He is a member of numerous boards with responsibility for training and promoting career development. He understands it's vital that we as educators must prepare our learners to be productive citizens in our community. He understands that employers need trained and qualified workers to sustain their business. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. My nominee, Peter Anderson, is the epitome of a leader and learner. I present Mr. Anderson, and I'm proud to call him a friend and glad that he's representing New River Community College and Pulaski County High School. Mr. Anderson. Is that okay? Sorry.
You know, I'd like to speak something that's near and dear to my heart. It's about family. Because when I came here, 3 of these inductees that you see with me were like family to me and still are. Roger, Mike, and John. You were mentors to me, and I thank you so much. My wife, you know, you always hear that there's always a strong woman following you, or you hear that, but Julie's always beside me, not following me, and I love you and thank you so much, Julie. And now, also at New River, it's a family there, and I'm so blessed to be there and continue, as we all the honorees today, you keep hearing it, but we're all about students. So now I can help not only Pulaski students, but all the students in Southwest Virginia, and I consider it an honor, and thank you for honoring me today. Thank you.
At this time, I ask for our 5th presenter to please approach. Mrs. Debbie Hodges.
The short one,
Yes.
but I have hair.
She does have beautiful hair as well, I should say.
I'm short, but I have hair. Good evening. I'm here tonight to present Dr. Thomas Brewster as one of the 2015 inductees to the Career and Technical Education Center's Wall of Honor. Dr. Brewster was born and raised in Virginia. He's married to Deborah Brewster, and they have 3 daughters. Dr. Brewster was educated in Virginia's public schools and universities. He holds degrees from Bluefield College, Radford University, and completed his doctorate from Virginia Tech. He has served as superintendent for Pulaski County Public Schools since 2012. During his tenure, Pulaski County Public Schools has been awarded with a designated Distinguished Title I school 2 years in a row. It has been awarded with a National Blue Ribbon School by the United States Department of Education, and has successfully been awarded first place in the Virginia School Board Association Green School Challenge. Dr. Brewster was also the recipient of the Pulaski County Chamber of Commerce Business Executive of the Year Award. Over the course of his educational career, Dr. Brewster has worked as a teacher, principal, university professor, and central office administrator. Governor Tim Kaine appointed him to the 9-member Virginia Board of Education in 2006. Dr. Brewster recently served on the Education Transition Team for Governor-elect Terry McAuliffe and was appointed by Governor McAuliffe to the Virginia Community College Board. Dr. Brewster is also on the Board of Trustees for Bluefield College. If you look over his accomplishments in education, it is immediately obvious that Dr. Brewster is a supporter and advocate for public education. Tonight I will extend that by saying that not only is he an advocate for public education, but he is also truly an advocate for career and technical education. He is also the master of having the perfect song lyric or movie title for every occasion. So I'm going to try and match his capabilities tonight. When asked to describe his model for business, Steve Jobs replied, "My model for business is the Beatles. They were four guys who kept each other's negative tendencies in check. They balanced each other and the total was greater than their sum parts. And that's how I see business. Great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people." Steve Jobs had the creative vision, but also knew how to put together the best teams to bring his vision to fruition. This also applies to Dr. Brewster. He has the vision and the imagination and knows how to put together the teams that will accomplish the tasks needed to fulfill his vision for Pulaski County Schools. He wanted to improve access to workforce development opportunities and STEM opportunities, so he created and worked with a team to open the first Governor's STEM Academy in Pulaski County. He has teamed with the Chamber of Commerce to forge relationships and create partnerships with the local business community. These partnerships are an essential component of the Governor's STEM Academy. Dr. Brewster has also worked to strengthen the partnership with New River Community College by expanding dual enrollment opportunities. At the present time, career and technical education students can choose from 16 dual enrollment CTE course offerings. On Wednesday, December the 3rd, 2014, Dr. Brewster put together a team for Innovation Now. The team comprised of Pulaski County Public School staff, students, and invited guests met at New River Community College to engage in a planning event to consider the future of workforce development and career readiness in the division's career and technical education program, STEM initiatives, and pre-K through 12 academic offerings. Now, Tom, I'm sure that you would prefer the next part come from your playlist with a little heavy metal or a little new age, but I'm afraid that you're going to have to settle for my playlist. I think that James Taylor very accurately describes Dr. Thomas Brewster with his song entitled, "You've Got a Friend," because Pulaski County's Career and Technical Education Center most definitely has a friend, supporter, and advocate in Dr. Thomas Brewster. Dr. Brewster, would you please come forward to receive your award from Mr. Matney?
I'm truly humbled, and thank you, Debbie. And I always say about Debbie, she's an outside-the-box thinker, but once she's outside the box, she builds a box to keep my appetite in check often. No one could take me higher and then bring me back down to earth like Debbie Hodges. But I'm humbled because there's a lot of people that I have to thank for what we've been able to accomplish here. You know, first of all, we're standing on the shoulders of giants. When I look at Roger and Michael and John and Peter, you know, the great CTE tradition was here long before I arrived, and certainly I'm grateful to you know, to be a part of that now, be part of that time-honored tradition. I'm very fortunate to work for a very progressive school board who insists on or demands that we move forward, that we offer as much as we can for our students, as many diverse opportunities as we can provide them to get them workforce ready, to get them college ready. And so I'm appreciative to the school board, Mr. Hurst and Mr. Baines here, and certainly, and I don't want to identify anyone for you to blame, but certainly like to recognize Don Stowers, Libby Van Sant, and Jeff Bain for being part of the reason why I'm here right now. And I came to you all in 2006, and I know you're saying there hasn't been a bald guy down in the central office since 2006, but you know, change happens, and I've sort of adjusted. But you know, back in that time, I was working on student services, and we were trying to figure out, you know, how we could provide, you know, resources to students to make them more successful in the classroom. And I certainly appreciate, you know, I was, you know, at Concord working 3 days a week, probably about 25 hours a week, and going home at noon on the weekends, and I needed a bigger challenge. And Pulaski County certainly, you know, provided me with that challenge and that excitement, and it's been a great thrill ever since. So, you know, and I can't ask for a better faculty and staff here. So progressive. You know, just moving forward with new programs, new ideas, new inventions, and you know, I asked Christian to fly a drone over graduation, to take a picture, and you know, Mr. Grimm called me up afterwards and said, you know, please remember this is my first graduation. You know, I don't want a drone, you know, crashing on our crowd, or worse, being shot out of the air. So, you know, and I'm going to conclude by saying, you know, as far as providing a seamless education and providing a seamless opportunity to the workforce and to college, you know, we couldn't have better partners than New River Community College and Pulaski County. Mr. Bob's here, and certainly Michael Hudson's here from Pulaski County, and you know, we couldn't do it without their help and their support. Michael Solomon, I'm sorry. I know Michael Hudson. But Michael Solomon, we couldn't do it without the support of the Board of Supervisors and their help and assistance as well, and certainly my central office staff that's here, who do such a fantastic job and you know, making sure that things get done. I certainly would like to express my appreciation. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Encore.
I kind of got waylaid being first. Mr. Cox and Mr. Johnson both told me they were not going to give a speech, and they both lied to me. So they made me look bad. I just want to thank everybody for the honor that this is really an honor for me, just like it is for the others. I don't think that I ever could have found a job that I enjoyed more than teaching high school students for 34 years. The success that the students have had that came through my program, I see them every day. As a matter of fact, I was at Volvo today and rode through the plant, toured again, and everywhere I went they were waving and hollering at me. There's over 300 of them at Volvo that came through my program. But I just want to thank the administration and Mr. Matney and everybody who made this possible. And I didn't want you to think that I wasn't appreciative, since the rest of them waylaid me. And Dr. Brewster, you wasn't behind that, because I didn't ask you if you was going to give a speech. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Caudell. I would like to ask Ms. Hannah Lester. She is our FBLA president. Please come forward.
As president of the class of 2015 and current president of FBLA, I would just like to take a second to congratulate all of the 2015 CTE Wall of Honor inductees. We are very proud of you and all you have accomplished, and we will be proud to hang your picture on our wall to recognize all that you have done and continue to do for us. We as students recognize what you demonstrate as a Wall of Honor recipient, and we are so lucky to be able to have you as mentors and role models. I've had the privilege of knowing quite a few of you, and I'd just like to say personally, congratulations. And once again, we thank you.
At this time, I would ask that our 5 inductees please approach, and if you don't mind, stand right here where the wall is. We'd like to honor you one more time with an additional gift.
Where do you want us to begin?
Yeah, let's see. Here on the wall, so good picture. These portraits will be displayed in front of our main office underneath the Wall of Honor emblem that Mr. Caudell actually prepared for us, so please take a look at that before you leave. Again, I'd love to give another round of applause for our 2015 inductees to the CTE Wall of Honor. It's my pleasure. This is my 3rd year in career in technical education. I will say that you are all mentors, even though I did not have the pleasure of working with 2 of you. I've heard nothing but tremendous things from teachers and also students, the students that you haven't even had. So that goes a long way. I'd also ask that Miss Robin Donovan please stand. Miss Donovan has done a tremendous job along with Mrs. Norris. Is she hiding? Miss Laura Norris? I know she can hear me. Anyway, they did a tremendous job. I couldn't do it without you, by all means, Robin and Laura. And also, please give a round of applause for our students in the Culinary Arts Department for a tremendous student. Always Miss Mary Sheverton too, I see. Thank y'all for showing up tonight. This was a very meaningful night for me tonight, as well as I know it has been for the inductees. Please feel free to stick around, and this will conclude our ceremony. Thank you.